Welcome back to Batch Reviews and welcome to two cars I've been absolutely itching to drive, the Polestar 3 and the Polestar 4. Now I've done in-depth studio walk-around tours of both of these cars, but today I get behind the wheel for the very first time. So which one should I start off with? The white one.
But before I tell you all about the Polestar 4 and the 3, it's worth taking a moment to understand just how important these two cars are. Since it arrived in the UK 5 years ago, Polestar has shifted 35,000 cars. Not amazing you might think, but remember, it's been just one car doing the heavy lifting, the Polestar 2. Yes, there was the fabulous Polestar 1, but that car was so rare you're more likely to be hit by lightning than see one parked outside Tesco. No, it's the Polestar 2 which has been the brand builder. But even a strong brand like Polestar can't carry on with just one model, so meet the new 3 and the 4. The 4 is a genuinely interesting car. Look at it quickly and it appears to be a lithe 4-door coupe. But then you notice the big wheels and the jacked up ride height. This is a coupe SUV designed to rub shoulders with the Porsche Macan Electric. And with its sleek front end, sloping roofline and no rear window, it has a very distinctive look.
Of course, a portion of this video has to be spent talking to you what it's like in the back of the Polestar 4, because it is back here where the car's kind of USP really lies. Now, when you look at the car on the outside, you think that is a low, lithe, coupe SUV. The rear seat accommodation is going to be absolutely dreadful, but this is the Polestar 4's party piece because it is huge back here. Not only have you got huge amounts of leg room, and of course there is a flat floor, but the feeling of space is just great, and there are a number of reasons for that. Firstly, of course, you get this wonderful glass panoramic roof, but like in quite a few coupe SUVs these days, they've been quite clever with the way they've designed it. So the header rail is all the way back here, so you still get this lovely sloping roofline, and yet you still got loads and loads of headroom. The other feeling you get back here is it does feel very, very luxurious, and it does feel like a limousine. A few reasons for that. Of course, the space, but also this back window. Because it's gone, you feel as though you're sort of nicely kind of cocooned. It feels kind of, I hate to use the terminology Polestar have used in their press pack, but it does feel a bit like a first-class seat on the plane. It's something about it, there really is. And this backrest is electrically adjustable. You can pull this down should you not be carrying a middle seat passenger. And you've got this huge armrest, and you can use these buttons here and you can get really very, very comfortable. The ride is not bad either. It's got a lovely floaty quality to it. That is until you put it into firm mode, but aside from that, it's got a really, really lovely feeling to it back here.
To drive, well, despite that lovely, cosy feel you get up front, thanks to that high centre console, the 4 never really shrugs off the feeling that it's a big car. It doesn't feel quite as sporty to drive as perhaps it might look, but I think it's more of a big GT. Comfortable, great body control, and fast. And boy, is it fast. Go for the dual motor version and you get 536 brake horsepower, allowing this 2.3 tonne car to hurtle to 60 miles an hour in a frankly unbelievable 3.7 seconds. And all of this in a car that is eerily silent on the move and which has an interior bedecked in gorgeous design details and clad in sustainable materials. And if that performance is all too much for you, the 268 brake horsepower single motor version can still get to 60 in a brisk 6.9 and has the bonus of travelling 385 miles between fill-ups thanks to its 100 kWh battery. That's around 20 miles more than the dual motor. I don't even mind the lack of rear window. Sure, the camera feed that is beamed into the rear view mirror takes some getting used to, but you soon marvel at how clear and crisp the picture is. But what if you need more space, something that is more practical, but is just as stylish and has curb appeal in spades? Well, how about this?
I love the way the Polestar 3 looks. I think it looks really quite concept car-ish. When you see one on the road, it just looks like nothing else really, and particularly from the back, it reminds me of an old Volvo, and I mean that in a very, very good way. Something like a Mark II Volvo V70 or an 850. I just love the really squat estate car look at the back. And to drive, well, the 3 drives really differently from the 4, and that's the thing I'm really surprised about. Quite often in this business, a lot of electric cars drive very, very similarly, but the 3 and the 4, they drive very, very differently. The 4, with its coupe-like styling, you would think has a more sporting feel. In actual fact, I think it's got a plush, more GT Grand Tourer, luxurious feel to it, whereas this, the more family SUV-ish model Polestar makes, actually has a more sporting feel to it. The steering, for example, is a bit sharper, the front end feels a bit more keen to turn in, and the whole car just feels a bit lighter, a bit more agile compared to the 4.
Which, when you think about it, is remarkable. Like the 4, the 3 is a heavy car. This dual motor car I'm driving tips the scales 2.5 tonnes, and yet it gets to 60 in 4.5 seconds. Of course, 510 bhp helps here, but so does the car's torque vectoring system that nips the brakes on each individual wheel while cornering. Along with all of this performance, the Polestar 3 is also a very practical car. There's great visibility out front, the cabin is wide and spacious, and space in the rear seats is vast.
The Polestar 3 also feels quite a large car on the roads, and I don't mean that in a bad way, it just feels quite substantial. From behind the wheel, I really like the dashboard. It's got a very grown-up, very classy look to it. Although I have to say, here we go, typical motoring journalist complaint here, but with everything controlled through the touchscreen here, it does take an awful lot of getting used to, and I think some controls are needlessly shuffled and hidden away in submenus when a button would do the job far easier. But that is just a grumble. I do love the entire interior ambience of this car. I think it's the kind of car that could very easily fit into your life. It's comfortable, it's fast. I mean, this one is the most potent version of the Polestar 3. To be honest with you, it's got a bit too much power. The lesser one is more than enough. But it's got a lovely progressive way to the acceleration. Like I've already said, the steering is sharp. There's good visibility from out front, that is. The interior's got a lovely quality to it. This really does feel like a premium car.
In terms of range, the 3 gets a larger 111 kWh battery, and in entry-level long-range single-motor guides can manage up to 438 miles. That is seriously impressive. You can expect a claimed 352 miles in this range-topping long-range dual-motor performance pack car. Overall then, the 3 and the 4 are very desirable cars. The 3 is a seriously plush high rider that drives well and has a very decent electric range, plus it looks and feels distinctly different and very upmarket. The 4, with its more GT car feel and no rear window, is more of an enigma though, but it's undoubtedly a very desirable offering in a world of increasingly bland electric SUVs.